I got you.
My makeup.
Yeah, looks good. All right, so for those who don't know, and obviously at this point everyone should know who you are, but you know, we have a lot of newbies who may not know who you are. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
That's me.
You see, you and my boy Dean would get along so amazingly well. I swear to God. What?
Uh, for those of you who don't know, my name is Abstrak, Abstrak from Skill Methods. The crew was originated here well, not here, but in Tampa, Florida. But each member is from different places.
All right. So we're here thinking, because I gotta grill you definitely, because it's kind of a rare opportunity. We don't get to, I don't get to travel much to go to the jams. I remember the first time I met you, it was a long time ago. It was your boy Venom we were ciphering with my friend Dean, and I was trying to tell my friend to like, yo, you gotta video this. That's Venom, and he's like, oh really? Is that Venom? It's like, yes. And then you walked up on my right hand side and it was like, he sucks. And I'm like, yeah, and that's Abstrak.
I don't remember that. But...
It's fine. It was like a random Tampa jam thrown by Mouse Vader.
Okay.
Actually, no, it was Sir Kicks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But this was a few years ago, and not something I would expect you to remember. I just have to remember because it's a really funny situation. Well, actually, that's where I want to ask. All right, what is your view on the Cypher? Like, basically, like how it used to be when you guys were first entering the scene. Because from the stories that I've heard, Skill Methods came up because you guys would just go to any jam, just run ciphers like all the time. Like that's where you guys lived, and that's what you guys did, and you garnered a lot of respect like that. So I wanted to know like how you felt about like what are like ciphers back then compared to what they are now, and also I guess taking the variances of like where you are, if you're here in the U.S., up in Canada, or like overseas.
I think it's deeper than the cipher for Skill Methods, because the crazy thing is that I think we came up and worked hard at our craft, because since we started in Florida, it's almost like we wanted to be accepted because we weren't. Like, especially in Miami and other places, but especially in Miami, there was a point where we weren't accepted as like a Florida crew. It was more like, who are those guys? Like, whatever. It's doing something different. It looks a little weird. So that's why I said it's deeper than that, than just ciphering. Like, yes, we got better because of ciphering and doing battles and all that, but it was more of like, we want to like do some damage. We want to, put ourselves on the map. So as far as ciphering, I mean, of course, it's definitely important. It's the essence of any dance, ancient. You know what I'm saying? Speaking like going back in time, like that's what a lot of celebration was done in a cipher. If you think about it, MCs do that in a cipher. Tribes do it in a cipher. The only thing difference is that there was a fire in the middle, but it's still the same, because you know what? We're surrounding the person that's doing movement. They're the ones that's burning flames now, and we're watching that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, to me, cipher is very important. It's not like, yo, we got to keep it real. It's not, for me, it's not about keeping it real. Cipher, cipher doesn't mean keeping it real. Cipher is bringing that back. That human celebration of dance, like, because dance was built on celebration. People forget that, I think. Especially with breaking, because it's so competitive. You forget, everybody wants to be dope and burn this person or that person, top him, top her, whatever. And you forget where, like, think about it. If you really think about it, what is the essence of this? Besides 60s and 30s where they used to do it, when it wasn't even called breaking. That's what I think about. I think about just human evolution of movement.
I got you. And you do bring up an interesting point. It's something that I feel has been mentioned regardless of what style of dance, like the poppers were mentioning as well, is that we're getting away from saying like the actual dance, like being able to just go out, express yourself, or communicate with somebody else with more about competition and beating the other person instead of like actually wanting to become better ourselves, just for ourselves, in that sort of way. But that I just wanted to mention that because like that's definitely something that I as I'm talking to people and interview people, like not just here today, but like in the past, it is a common thread among a lot, especially people who have been in the game for a longer period of time. Actually, what I would like you to do is actually, would you like to, if you could, elaborate more on the point when you were saying that it's deeper than that. I definitely want to completely understand what the point that you're getting at when you say it's deeper than the Cypher.
Well, as far as going back to what I said about skill Methodz getting better at what they did, at what we do, it was deeper than just going into the Cypher. It wasn't, we didn't think about like, yo, we got a Cypher, this and that. It was more like, because you talk about that now. People are like, oh, you got a Cypher, you got to dance to the beat, this and that. Okay, we didn't think about it, we just did it. You know what I'm saying? Like the music is on, of course you have to move to it and look dope at it. So going deeper than the Cypher is, what happens before the Cypher? You know what I'm saying? You have yourself, and you have to work on yourself, dissect your movement, dissect yourself, and how you're going to recreate, reinvent, whatever has been done 1,000 times under the sun. So there's a step before the Cypher is what I'm saying. You have, but then again, you can say you have your own Cypher. When you have movement, you're creating a circle, you're creating your Cypher. You know what I'm saying? And as far as skill Methodz is concerned, I can't speak for everyone else, but for us, we wanted to be better at what we did, especially coming from Tampa. Nobody like, where the heck is Tampa? Like, those cats ain't real, this and that, And we approach, I guess, the breaking differently, whatever that is. And I felt like we weren't accepted in the scene like that. As far as as far as Florida's concerned. So we had to like confront that, and then confronting that within ourselves, recreating ourselves, then it went to the ciphers, to the battles and whatnot. But I don't know. There's nothing wrong with not dancing in ciphers. I'm not a person that's gonna be bitter like, yo, you gotta keep it in a cipher. Like it doesn't matter, because there's a time where the dance has to evolve into something else. But my thing is, the reason why ciphers were and still is important is because the beginning of just time and how people communicate. When we're speaking, if you think about this, you're amongst friends, whether you're dancing or just having a conversation, eventually that conversation is a circle. Like you're sitting in the living room with your friends and family. Think about this when you're sitting with your family, whoever, friends. Don't say nothing to them. Just think about it. You're just like, there's a cipher right here, and we're speaking. There's a conversation. It doesn't have to have dance. But dance actually draws the energy more in like this.
Excellent. And that would be my last question for today. Do you have any parting thoughts? Anything?
Parting thoughts? Not really. There's a discussion, and which it's funny because I actually did a video and I wasn't satisfied with it. The whole idea of like art versus sport. People are like saying that if you consider yourself an athlete, that you're not a b-boy or part of b-boy culture, and I think that's ridiculous. But to me, honestly, whether you feel like it's a sport or not, I don't personally feel like it's a sport. It's not. It's dance. You're dancing to music. It's the only time it becomes sport-like is when you have a structure that you have to judge by and you give somebody points. That's being sport-like. That doesn't mean it's a sport. Excellent. But it can go deeper than that.
Yeah. No, but
I think calling it a sport, it cheapens its value. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Anybody can counter that.
No, but I think I actually do
it's
agree
a good
with
thing
that.
because it creates communication and conversation with different ideas. There's not a wrong, there's not a right. It's just, I feel this, and then you feel that, and that's fine.
Well, bonus question. When was the last time you came to Soul Cypher?
I think this is the first time I come to
Really?
Soul Cypher. If I did, I don't remember, man.
Yeah?
It's like, traveling all these years, I don't recall all the names and jams, And at the time when you guys started it, I already moved back to New York, so
Okay.
I know a couple of members came to it.
Yeah, like,
I remember that. I know the
Clouded.
name. I know
Clouded.
the name. I just don't remember being.
I believe Cloud, because we have video of Clouded and Venom, and I want to say Technique. I'm not sure who the other two were, because it's usually about 5 and 5. Well, and we have video of them here battling on the Seal Methodz. Yeah. But, yeah, I was just curious, because it was just like, it just popped into my head. But thank you, Abstrak. That's it.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, no, thank you.